Hello, beautiful people. Honest Am here, the creator and writer of the Honest Sis newsletter, a bi-weekly newsletter geared towards millennials who are truly trying to get their shit together. And I am here for another daily motivational video where we use the tarot to become the alchemists of our lives. A little bit about me. I do not just use the tarot. I use God and cusses in the same sentence, and I may mispronounce some things, but if it does not stop Charlemagne the God, it would not stop me. Angel number 4 and angel number 23. Let's get into it. So, guys, we're going right back to these affirmations cards. Make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional guidance, links, as well as information about honestlysis.com. Sorry, y'all. Sorry. I have to like this. I'm like such a scent person, like a scent whore. I'm kind of mad. I ran out of like my frankincense. Is this so? And this is, but I think I finally found. Have you ever had Egyptian musk? That is my shit. Okay, let me some Egyptian musk. All right, let's get into it. Finishing that thought. Make sure you check out the description box below. There are always additional information, as well as angel numbers, as well as guidance and information about me and honestlysis.com. All right, y'all. God, what messages do you have for us to become the alchemist of our lives, to help bring heaven on earth, or just to do magic in public? God, what do you deem worthy for us to hear at this time? Please deliver these messages to me and through me as clear as possible. Angel number 138. In God's name I pray. Ashe. All right. I hope that this message finds you well. I know it's a lot of shit going on, but I just hope that I hope this video brings a little light to you, or at least you go find some light after this video if it doesn't. Gotta protect yourself, man. All right. I like it. So the card that came out is I am compassionate, angel number 10. I am passionate. I put my entire heart into the people and things I believe in. My passion is a powerful force. It is an eternal fuel. I recognize the strength of my passion, and therefore I am careful where I choose to focus it. I am passionate. And for some reason, the message that I'm getting off of this card is, are you being mindful of where you are putting your energy into? Are you thinking about what you're thinking about? Are you making conscious efforts to make sure that you are being the best person that you can be? Are you aligning yourself with the people who are helping you be the best person that you can be? Or are you just accepting anything that life is giving to you? What is your relationship to passion? Do you believe that you have passion? Are you passionate about anything? I feel like what God is saying, this last message is really getting me. I'm careful where I choose to focus it. We have to understand that where our attention goes, energy flows. So if you are pouring your energy and your focus and your attention into things that do not serve you, or things that make you feel like shit, guess where your energy is going? It's going to keep going down. So we always want to make sure that we are in a position, or at least trying to get ourselves in a place where we are spiraling up. Angel number 331. The other card that came out is I'm compassionate. That's funny. Passion and passionate. Interesting. I understand how important it is to have compassion, and not just for others, but for myself as well. I forgive myself for the times I may have let myself down. I forgive others for the same. I realize that, like me, everyone is doing the best they know with the tools they have. I am compassionate. And so today, I feel like what God is trying to say, that if you have in the past put your energy, or maybe this video, me saying those questions are making you realize, like, well, hey, I haven't really been putting my energy into things that feed me. Like, I have been focusing on a lot of negative stuff, or I have been stuck on my ex, or whatever the case may be. God is saying, okay, like, that's fine. He's not judging you for that. There's no need for you to beat yourself up and like, damn, I should have been better, or I should have been smarter, or I shouldn't be focusing on this. Just know that at all times, and sometimes as hard as it's to believe, everybody's just doing the best that they can with the tools that they have. We've all been given different compassionate levels. We've all been given different survival and mindset skills. And some people, Some people are, top tier and they're able to give you what you give them. And some people are not capable of giving you what you gave them. And I feel like what God is saying today, to just have compassion for yourself, and have compassion for those situations that you accepted less than what you deserve. I really feel like this message today is all about being mindful of where we are focusing our attention and where we are putting our passions and we're putting our energy into things. I feel like I always say creations happens in 3 steps. It first happens in the thought you think, the word you speaks, and then the actions you take. And so if you've been thinking about just a lot of negative things, or if you've been thinking about worst case scenario, then if you're wondering, am I on the right path? The answer would be no, because you're focused the wrong way. But if you were to just turn yourself around and be like, everything is happening for me, then you'll be on the right path. See, that's the thing people don't tell you. You're always on the right path. You're always on your right path. It's either you are closer to your goal or you go the long route. That's one thing to explain it. This is the beauty of living in Detroit. There are like a million different ways to get one place. You can take the street, you can take the freeway, you can take Woodward, you can take Grand River, you can take Jefferson. It's like so many different places that you can take to get to one spot. And the same thing is happening in your life. You can get your ass on the expressway and go straight to your goals, or you can make questions and put your energy and focus into things that are not necessarily serving you, and you find yourself taking the streets. Angel number 634. The other thing that came to mind when I was reading this is I was thinking about stick with me when I'm going here. Some people gonna get it, other people are not. So I recently watched the movie The Sound of Metal. And The Sound of Metal, if you haven't watched it, it's on Amazon. I feel like everybody should watch it. It's one of those movies that is so subtle that you don't realize that it's so subtle of a movie that you watch it and you don't realize that you've been changed by watching it until you interact with a deaf person. And you're just like, oh my God, that movie has totally changed the way that I view the deaf community. Because that happened to me this weekend. So, The Sound of Metal is a story about a rock musician who, he's in his field. He's not necessarily at the top, but he's making a good name for himself. He's able to have a life for himself, and he ends up losing his hearing. And I don't want to tell the whole story, but what I got from that, because I don't know if I should tell it or not, but he loses his hearing, and instead of putting his intentions on trying to understand what his new life would mean as a deaf person, he put all of his energy and his focus into solving the problem, on trying to replace what he lost. And what this movie showed us was that the more that he pushed himself to try to fix the situation, to try to rectify it versus accepting where he is, the more messed up his life became. And it literally took for, him to get to the end of the movie. He got the things that he thought he needed, and he realized that what he thought he needed actually made his condition so much worse. And it made him feel even more like a freak and more like an outsider. And it wasn't until he just accepted where he was he able to truly appreciate the area and the place that he was in his life. Now, I know you're probably saying, what does this have to do with being compassionate, being passionate, and being compassionate? Because sometimes we spend so much of our energy, angel number 931, in our attention and focus towards trying to fix a problem, trying to fix our life. Example, you don't like your job. it's not fulfilling to you. So you're trying to, get a new job. That's a good example, right? Let's not use that example. Let's use the example of a relationship, just because I feel like we've all been there before. And this relationship isn't working. This relationship it makes you feel good sometimes, but it doesn't always make you feel good. But it's something about this relationship that you're just like, you're holding on to that one thing at one time, that, this feeling that you had. And things are falling apart and you are getting in more and more arguments. And instead of putting your attention and your focus on accepting that, hey, this relationship may not be for me, we spend all of our time and our energy trying to fix a problem that's already broken apart. And sometimes we end up hurting ourselves even more trying to fix a problem that God is clearly signaling is no longer needed in our life. And so I feel like it's important for you to just accept where you are. No matter if you are in the job you want to be in, the house you want to be in, with the man you want to be in, just accept where you are. Because the constant denial of it, the constant pushing of it is creating resistance in you. It's because you're denying the reality of your situation. It's only until you're able to accept your situation are you able to be compassionate for yourself, and you're able to focus your attention and your passion correctly to solve the issue, because the problem and the solution are on different frequencies. And you're going to read 135. All right, God, clarify this message of passion and compassion in God. What are you trying to get us to understand about being mindful of where we put our heart and our energy into? What do you need us to be mindful of understanding to forgive ourselves for letting ourselves down, for forgive others for doing the same? God, how can we just accept our current situation for what it is? What is our energy towards our current situation? Just make it as plain as possible. That card popped out, and I'm actually going to stop right there. So this is kind of crazy. So with the passionate coming out with the passionate coming out with the high priestess, I feel like what God is saying is that deep down in your heart what I think, not even that at all times at all times you know how you really feel about a situation. It's that initial gut instinct. That's your intuition. That's your high priestess. That's your soul. That's everybody. Angel number 1250, your spirit team speaking to you to say, hey, you should be mindful of what you're putting your energy into. You should be mindful of who you're giving your heart into. But the problem is we don't listen to this. We override that. We talk ourselves out of listening to our natural intuition, our natural high priestess. If you, maybe not this relationship, but if you look back on your past relationships, there were signs that this wasn't going to work. I can even say for myself, before I even agreed to be a public accounting, there was signs that this was not going to work. But I ignored my high priestess. And so what I feel like what God is saying is that listen to your high priestess. Trust your initial instinct, no matter how much it hurts your feelings. It may be like, oh, this is the best thing in the world, or it may be the worst thing in the world. Angel number 1355. But whatever it is, you have to trust yourself, because lying to yourself, trying to deny it or put it on rose-colored glasses is not going to get you closer to the things that you truly want and the things that you truly deserve. Angel number 1411. With the compassionate and understanding how important it is to forgive yourself and others, God is saying, the hermit came out. And I feel like that's what God is saying. In order for you to start trusting your intuition more, in order for you to trust yourself more, this is a reason why, God, you need to go in like an isolation. You may be losing a lot of things because God is trying to strengthen your intuition. He's trying to strengthen his connection with you. He's trying to strengthen his relationship with you. And sometimes in order to do that, God has to isolate you and put you in a place to where you're only being led by your own inner light. You're only being led by the information that is coming from, on the inside. Sometimes you can't even get to the place of forgiving yourself and being compassionate to yourself because you have so much noise around you. Angel number 1511. And when that happened, God's just bloop, bloop. You just take him out because he wants you. He wants to hear you. He wants to speak to you. And so I feel like this message is coming about because God is trying to bring expansion into our life. He's trying to allow us to go beyond, to move beyond our current circumstances, to bring us with our soul family. But what's holding us back is just these negative and limiting beliefs. We're tied to things that are no longer serving to us. And instead of trusting our intuition and allowing it to go into hermit mode so that we can meet the opportunity and the people for us, we're stuck here. And since you're stuck here, you can't get the blessing and moving on. So that's why God is saying it's very important for you this week, this period, to just be mindful of where you're putting your energy and where you're putting your attention, and really asking yourself, are these people in alignment with where I'm trying to go? Okay. Instead of angel number 1634, instead of reading a oracle card, something tells me to bring back out my acts of faith one more time. And I'm going to read this for you guys. We are living in a world where your color matters more than your character, Sister Soldier. People want you to believe that color doesn't matter. It shouldn't, but it does. We cannot get away from the color question. The question is, who does it matter to? Does it matter to you that you come from a rich tradition of proud people who believe in self-determination? Does it matter to you that your ancestral culture is based on a spirit of support and respect? Does it matter to you that you are genetically coded for genius, thereby rendering you capable of realizing physical, intellectual, and spiritual perfection? Does it matter to you that you are a keeper of a legacy of the worldwide accomplishments? Does it matter to you that you have the God-given right, by virtue of your color, to glorify, magnify, and fortify the legacy that you have inherited as a descendant of the first doctors, chemists, archaeologists, astronomers, astrologers, estheticians, teachers, and spiritual masters? Or does it matter only to those who tell you what you cannot do because of your color? I really do matter. And so I feel like I leave with you this message is, are you chained to what people believe of you? Are you taking on the beliefs of the world? Are you allowing people to tell you because you are a little black girl, you're not lovable? Are you thinking that people are telling you because you are a black man, a strong black man, that you need to be more gentle and more soft? Or are you going to trust yourself and know that whatever you want, whatever you dream, whatever you think about, you can bring about? Are you going to allow the people and the situations that no longer serve you, allow them to go away so you can see just how wonderful and great you are, so you can start to have compassion not only for yourself, but for those people who try to spew their negativity onto you? Or will you continue to just stay lost on a path, unable to obtain the manifestations and the blessings that are for you? The choice is yours. Only you can answer what you're going to do. So what will you do? All right, y'all. That is all the messages I have for you. I truly hope it was beneficial. To wrap it up, because I feel like I have some people that are confused. Angel number 1920. To wrap it up, I really feel like this message, simple as to just be very simple, is that you need to trust your intuition. You need to trust the things that you are the visions, the dreams, the inspirations that are being downloaded into you. That's your intuition. That's your high priestess. They're trying to get you to the places that you need to be. But in order to listen to your intuition, sometimes you may have to spend some time in isolation so that you can break away from those things that are no longer serving to you, so you can move on to expansion in the soul family that is meant for you. So that is all the messages. I hope that it was beneficial for you. If you really enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up. If you really, really enjoyed it, please make sure you subscribe so you will never miss out. Until we meet again, dream those dreams. Never let the internet rush you, and never, ever let someone tell you what you cannot do. Mwah. Accept your situation with love and grace. Ashe. Angel number 2020.